Good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again for another awesome episode of DIY Investing. Over the last couple weeks, a lot of members inside of my Discord have been asking me if I would give you guys an update with DigiByte. So for today, we're going to keep the video nice and short, and I'm going to go through and give you guys my perspective with what I'm seeing with DigiByte currently. This is a coin that I was really excited about a few months back, and then recently has just barely shown a lot more bearish signs with us falling through support. So with that, it's really important that I talk about my thoughts and perspective moving forward and kind of what you guys should be thinking as the market progresses. If you guys find this video helpful, or if you're new just finding this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more awesome updates. And if you guys would want more awesome analysis, make sure you click the invitation link in the description of this video, and there you're going to get access to my Discord server. Alright guys, no time to hesitate. Let's jump right in the video. Okay, so let's take a look here at a weekly time frame. This is DigiByte. Now, this was a coin that I was accumulating since pretty much, just under a cent. And we are a little bit underwater as of right now. So there's a couple perspectives that I'm currently watching with DigiByte. So I'm going to go through and kind of show you guys exactly where I see this entire cycle. Because there is a coin that is following and actually leading DigiByte's cycle a little bit. And so I'm not really worried about us falling through support. If we do fall through support, it looks as if that's what's going to happen right now. Zooming in here, we can see that we are at basically the very last wick of our support here, convincingly looking as if it's going to fall through that. We do technically have a tiny little bit of support a little bit lower, but for the most part, this looks as if it's going to drop lower through this cycle. Now, the thing about that is we really don't have any support until all the way back down to here. But at the same time, I don't necessarily expect us to drop down that low, but it is possible at this point. Now that we are falling through support, really, we have quite a long ways that we could potentially fall, but that's on a weekly time frame. Now, if we drop it to a daily, we're going to see something a little bit different. We do see that we technically have a support zone like right here, just a little bit further, and then we would have another one about here. So there technically is places in which the market has corrected, but really the next one that we're going to experience if we fall through support is going to be here at about 0.005 or 0.006, right around there. And so if we don't hold support there, then you can just really expect this thing to fall significantly. I mean, if we don't hold support and we start to really impulse down, our next realistic support level isn't going to be till 0.0016. And so that's quite a significant drop back down. And so if that were the case, that would not look good for DigiByte. For these cryptos, I would expect the ones that are going to perform the best hype cycles to hold support the best. And this one looks like it's about to take another leg lower. Now, with that being said, let's drop it to a little bit bigger time frame, and then we'll kind of see what I'm expecting with my Elliott wave count. Now, from what I see currently with DigiByte, this looks like our 1. This was our 1 of the 3. This was our 3 of the 3, and this was our 5 of the 3. So this looks to be like we completed our 3 impulse, and now we're just retracing into the 4 before we have one more final 5 wave impulse back up. And so this is kind of what I've been watching for DigiByte for a while now, but this correction's just taking a little bit longer than expected. Now, based off of Elliott wave, it looks like we are in A, B, C, D correction. A, B, C, D, E. And so really we're just finishing out that E leg. And this is what I'm watching out for my wave count. I really expected that this was just going to be an ABC, considering this cycle looked almost identical to the last cycle. But this is why it's super important, and why I've told you guys previously multiple times that you can't ever count on one cycle to be exactly the same as the other. And if you try and do that, most often than not, you're going to get wrecked, because it really only takes one market cycle that doesn't follow exactly as your plan was to wreck an entire account. And so that's why it's really important that you play it smart, take nice sized positions, not going in too risky, and then that's going to help you to stay more profitable, because as of right now, this is dropping significantly. And if it does break support right here, it has the potential to drop off very, very hard. And I mean, if we just pull up our trading plan tool right here, we're going to see exactly kind of what I'm seeing. About an 80% correction just to the next support. And so I'm not necessarily expecting it to drop off that low. That would really, really be ugly for altcoins to see some of these higher cap coins fall another 80%, but it is possible. And I want to point you guys in the direction of that thought, because it really is possible at this point. And so just something to pay attention of. But with this being an ABCDE correction, I don't expect it to drop a full 80%. That makes less sense to me. It would make a little bit more sense that we would just drop off a little bit. And so really what I'm basing my DigiByte technical analysis on is exactly what Stellar Lumens is going to be doing. And I'm going to show you guys kind of why Stellar is the one that I'm watching. And that's really just because it's doing the same sort of correction. We had a 1, we had a 3, and we had a 5. Impulse up. And so with that impulse, we're now just correcting from those highs. Now, the thing about Stellar is this extended 5 wave was very impulsive, and so we're just selling out of that 5 wave. We just barely hit support of the top of the 3. And so really with these cryptos, a lot of times you see the ABCDE when you have an overextended 5 wave, and that's what we saw inside of Stellar. And so we're just correcting out of that 5 wave. But what we are seeing is the same sort of correction with the A, B, C, D, and now the E. And so based off of what I'm seeing with Stellar Lumens, I think it's possible that we're going to see a few altcoins potentially do this setup. DigiByte being the one that we're talking about right now. DigiByte looks to be like it's going to do this setup. Now, the thing about Stellar that separates it from DigiByte is the fact that DigiByte really doesn't have that much volume and hasn't really had volume come in here this entire dip. Really, that entire impulse that we saw from December lows until we topped out only saw a very slight increase of volume. And so, for me, that's not super convincing in the time. What we're going to want to see is nice volume coming in here with smart money buying the dip. Now, this can happen right where we're at support. It's still possible that we can bounce from here, but I'm just saying that it looks less likely considering some of the higher cap coins like Stellar has already made its leg down. And so for me, I'm watching this. I think Stellar's close to that bottom of its correction. It has good volume, which is a key indication that even though we are experiencing a leg down, it's more often than not it's going to bounce. And so that's kind of what I'm expecting here. But I wanted to talk about DigiByte to really just go over what I'm expecting to see. Now, there is potential for a significant drop in value with DigiByte, and so it's something to pay attention for. If you guys have a plan, I wanted to update you guys with this video now because whatever your guys' plans are, it's going to really need you to follow through with that, whether your plan was to take losses at support and once we failed support, I should say, you don't want to take your losses at support. You want to wait until confirmation if it's going to fail that. And so that's really what I was that's really what I wanted to update you guys with, was just now that we're at a key point in the market structure where we are very close to failing support. I wanted to make sure you guys knew exactly kind of what I was thinking so that you weren't left totally in the dark. Right now is the best time for whatever your strategy. If you're planning on just holding this and you trust altcoins and cryptocurrency enough to just let your position go, and even if you are underwater for the short term, then that's one thing that that's what you're really going to want to stick to in this time. Whereas if you had the idea that this was going to start impulsing out of here, and so if we are breaking support, this is you taking your losses, then that's another strategy. But I wanted to make sure that you guys knew kind of what I was thinking before you made your decisions. And really, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing and then allow you guys to do whatever you're going to choose, because everybody's trading plan is different. My trading plan is completely different than most of your guys's, and so you shouldn't only base your trades around what I'm doing. I'm just showing you guys what I do and showing you guys kind of what I'm seeing with how the market is playing out, comparing it to older cycles, comparing it to other cryptocurrencies, because really that's where you're going to get your most likely analysis from. And so with DigiByte, overall things still look good on the long term. Long term, it looks as if we're still going up for another final 5-wave impulse. And so with this correction, it's just a little bit more extended than we originally thought. But I don't expect altcoins to necessarily drop off another 80%. For that to happen, Bitcoin dominance would probably be climbing upwards of 80%, if not higher than that. And so I'm not going to write that off as a possibility, but I find it less likely that that's going to be the case. And so with this video, I want to briefly touch up on some things that I'm seeing. Things have changed a little bit since the last updates. We are looking like we're falling through support here. And so it's important to make sure that you guys are sticking to your plan with whatever that plan was when you first created it. Because overall, the market as a whole looks to be at a very pivotal point where Bitcoin could potentially make a leg down. and a lot of these alts are going to follow suit. And so it's really important to just pay attention to your trading plan and make sure you're sticking to whatever it is that you're trading. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for the support. I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.